Welcome to the Garlic Boys podcast.
Welcome to the Garlic Boys podcast, where we treat
where we treat trench warfare like the next warfare. You can never have too much of it.
What? No, you could definitely have too much trench warfare. Let me talk to you about gangrene. Welcome to the Garlic Boys podcast, where we treat friendship like a good recipe treats garlic. You can never have too much of it. We are hosts. I'm Connor O'Connor.
And I don't know.
You just got to say your name. It's not that complicated.
Yeah, I'm Matt.
Matt, why do you sound so sad?
Because I live in a perpetual state of sadness.
Yes, but don't you know the good news?
The good news?
Yeah.
What's the good news, Connor?
We have a guest on today's episode.
What?
It's been 14 episodes since we've had a guest, and I started to go insane. So I invited our good friend Diamond to this episode.
Oh my goodness. Wow. This is the best day ever. This is such good news.
Are you going to let the woman talk?
I'm not sad anymore.
Are you going to let the woman talk?
No, women don't have a place in society anymore. I'm sorry.
He won. No, sorry. Diamond.
Yeah. Hey, Connor. Hey, Matt. Boy, I sure do love garlic, and I sure do love the Garlic Boys.
I'm glad I gave you permission to speak because that was great.
Yes, just as we wrote it. Thank you for reading out those lines. You couldn't have sounded more like there was a gun to your head. Thank you. You might know Diamond if you've listened to any of the Clever Boy Quiz, the show, which you should, because there might be new episodes coming soon, right, Matt?
Yeah. I'm working so hard and definitely not contemplating killing myself while I'm doing that. Yeah.
Very good. Diamond, one thing I do have to ask about the ransom note that you just read out for us. It makes me feel like you don't like garlic.
So here's the thing. I love garlic, but I have IBS, so my body doesn't like garlic. My little baby tummy does not like garlic, but my big old boy heart, we love garlic.
Fair enough.
You just not listen to it. That's all I can tell you to do.
Just like Connor with lactose and peanuts. Just don't listen to it.
No. One of those I listen to a lot more. Bro, Autumn will kill me. Like, she will somehow resurrect me and then kill me if I ever go to the hospital again for my peanut allergy. Or just a nut allergy, honestly.
So what if like you just like start feeling sick every day and you're like, what the heck is going on? And then you find out when you're like 75 and you guys are on your deathbed and she goes, hey, I've been putting nuts in your food in the tiniest quantities possible so that you feel sick every day but not die. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Connor, you got a D's nuts allergy. Sorry.
Oh man.
This was a mistake. This is coming out on Sunday. This 3 days before Christmas. But I've already started getting some wonderful gifts. I don't know if you guys have.
Yeah.
Not Autumn. Diamond, do you celebrate Christmas?
Boy.
Well, I know Matt does, and so
I don't know what I celebrate anymore. We kind of just do our own thing.
Thank you. Very insightful.
We have already opened our Christmas gifts. Some of them aren't coming for a little while, but Mia and I already we just didn't want to wait. So that's how this Christmas is going.
Do you want to see one of the best ones that I've gotten so far?
Sure.
Okay. I'm not going to hear you for a minute, so just talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. I got a General Grievous Funko Pop. That's cool. And then I got from my coworker, I got an entire bag of Funko Pops because why not? Like, I'm talking big trash bag. Like, it was huge. I finally reached my 3,000 value on Funko Pops. And I got a hoodie. That's it. That's all I
Nice.
got for Christmas this year. So far. There's more. Oh.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
I don't think that's gonna work, bud.
What do you mean? I can hear you.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't know. I just don't find headwear appealing. Hold on. I don't know if you heard me. I don't find headwear appealing.
No, I didn't laugh not because I couldn't hear you, but because it wasn't funny.
Oh yeah, that's bananas.
I almost made a drag race joke.
Do it.
Hey Connor, how's your head?
Splitting. I have a massive headache right now. For those of you just listening and not watching, I am wearing a banana hat.
But why aren't you watching? It's at youtube.com/@thegarlicboys.
And it's up now, just as you're listening to this.
Because Connor's on top of things, unlike the other co-hosts of this podcast.
Yeah, he sucks. I have to take this off now.
Please do.
Okay, I'm back.
I'm back. I'm dead.
We did a Secret Santa at my work, and we did it through a website that also like links to Amazon, so you can like find things according to your gender and age, and it'll recommend things to you. So a lot of things for my age group for boys was just knives. Because what else would a 20-year-old in their or a male in their 20s like except a knife? And then I found this, and up until last Friday, it was the only thing on my list. And then I thought, oh, I should probably put something else on there. So I put a few other like mature things. No, my person already bought me that. Guess how many of my coworkers were surprised that I put that on my list?
None.
Hero.
Absolutely none. Autumn already tried to steal it from me.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
And it's fantastic. So
My favorite work event right now, being the token 24-year-old in a boomer office, is teaching all the boomers brain rot language.
Oh.
dude, I share an office with a Gen Xer, and like she has like an 11-year-old or 12-year-old and an 8-year-old, and I've been teaching her brain rot. Like, I don't know what it means, but I'm just teaching her it, and she's like, "What does it mean?" I go, "I don't know. The kids are saying it though."
My 13-year-old nephew, which he's like my cousin's kid, but since I'm an only child, I just call them all my nieces and nephews. My 13-year-old nephew got mad at me the other day and texted me, "You're being so Ohio right now. You have zero Riz."
It wasn't very skibbity of him to say that to you.
It makes me want to, like, I need to stop saying that I want to kill myself on air for the entire internet to hear, but it makes me want to kill myself. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. I thought our language was dumb. Like our generation's language. No, this is a million times worse. I mean, ours was dumb, but this is worse.
Yeah.
See, I like this language a little bit more than ours, mainly because I understand. Like, it doesn't make me feel super cringe when I say it for some reason. Like, anytime someone said like fleek or like yas or like things like that, like it always felt. I don't know. Both of you look at me like I'm insane.
When hold on, when you say skibbity, you don't feel cringe?
So if I were to say this sentence to you, you wouldn't feel cringed out. You wouldn't say, "Livy Dunn, why are you gooning to my gyat?"
Well,
You have
she just got rizzed up by Baby Gronk. That's why.
Oh my gosh.
And now they're about to go get some glizzies. About to be glizzy done. You know what I mean?
I think Rizzler is different. I think Riz is probably the only acceptable one of the entire thing. because it's charisma. Like I get that one. I get it. It makes sense. It's just shortening a word. It's fine. It's what humans have done for the entirety of its existence. It's great. The rest of it, garbage. Straight garbage.
I don't know. I think calling something Ohio is pretty on point because
you hate Ohio.
think of something worse than Ohio. There's only one thing worse than Ohio.
Russia or China or North Korea.
No, because those add value to the world. You know what doesn't add value to the world? France.
And guess where Ohio came from? France. I don't know. I didn't take
the French settled there in 1837. No.
When the Ohio thing first started, I fully thought of like texting Riley. I mean, like, you're being so Ohio right now.
I gotta do that the next time she complains about something. Hey, you're being really Ohio right now.
Patrick,
all right.
Your Ohio's going.
Where? Oh my gosh, dude! You know what we didn't even talk about last week?
Your mom? What?
No, the celebrities I met.
You met celebrities? Yeah, no, you met Tamura Morrison, which is cool.
I didn't get to meet Tamura Morrison. I just got to watch him at a panel, and he sang to us.
Oh, it was Corey who got a picture.
Yeah, Corey got a picture. I got to meet Tom Kenny, though, the voice of SpongeBob. And me and Autumn got a picture with him. It was her Christmas present. And then I also got to meet Bryce Dallas Howard.
That's cool.
Who I could not speak more than a sentence to because she's hot. Like I couldn't really speak a sentence to her, and it was like awkward. And she put her arm around me in the photo, and it was just like, but her husband was there, and he was on an episode. He was on a few episodes of Arrow. So I started talking to him, like to feel like a person again.
Yeah.
And as soon as like the whole interaction was over, I turned around and Autumn was right there staring at me. And I went, I'm sorry. Look, she's really, and you see her like.
She's one of those like Nepo babies that I didn't realize was Nepo, like where it was a Nepo baby.
She is?
Longest time. Yeah, her dad is Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Legendary actor and filmmaker Ron Howard.
Ron Howard, yeah.
Dude, you can't do this every single time.
Hold on. This is what Google's for. I know who Ron Howard is. Come on, man. I have no idea who that is. Never mind.
You know who Andy McDowell is?
No, I do not.
Okay, because I was gonna say I did not know that Margaret Qualley was like a Nepo baby for the longest time, but then her mom is Andy McDowell.
Oh, I know who that is. I mean, I've seen her in probably one or two things. Ready or Not. There you go. That's what I've seen her in.
What is Andy
I recently
McDowell
just watched The Substance.
What? Who's talking? Somebody was talking.
No one was talking for a second there.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused. Because somebody was talking before that.
I asked who Andy McDowell was.
She's an actress. I can't remember any of her movies that she's in. Hold on, let me check.
Ready or Not, Four Weddings.
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog Day. Yeah, I saw that. Should we get to what we're here for? The important part?
Yes. We are here today to do a tier list of Santa. And I need to apologize because I lied to you both. I lied to you both. This is not a tier list of the best Santa. This is a tier list of the hottest Santa.
Oh, perfect! I did a hear me out Santa list. It's perfect. All right. I now feel better.
So each of us have submitted our picks for what a good Santa is, and now we are going to determine whether or not they are hot.
Oh, I'm gonna win. I think my Santas are gonna be top of the list, Santa Daddy all the way. So
we have 5 tiers here. We have Our top tier is Santa Daddy. Then we have Santa Baby. Then we have Santa Buddy, which is what Michael Bublé calls him. We have Santa, my friend. And then Santa, a guy I met once for coffee and never saw again.
Okay, can we real quick talk about how terrible the first Santa on the list is? Just real quick. Can we do that? Can we talk about it?
Let's go through all of the Santa choices, and then you can demolish and Diamond can fight for why this is a good Santa.
Okay.
Listen, you don't have to. I don't have to defend it because I hate the Polar Express.
Thank you. All right.
Okay.
So let's talk about all the Santas. Go ahead, Connor.
We have Tom Hanks in the Polar Express as Santa.
Nope.
Paul Giamatti from Fred Claus as Santa.
Tom Hanks did not voice Santa Claus in
Don't you dare with me. He voices the conductor, the little boy's narration, the hobo, and Santa. You shut your mouth, Matthew.
Okay, you might be right. I haven't watched Polar Express in a while, and I hate that movie. So let's go. Paul Giamatti in Fred Claus. All right, continue.
Paul Giamatti in Fred Claus. Kurt Russell in the Santa Chronicles. Whoopi Goldberg in what again, Diamond?
Call me Claus.
Yeah.
Call me Claus. John Goodman as the Santa bot from Futurama. J.K. Simmons as Klaus in the movie Klaus.
He plays Santa twice?
J.K. Simmons as Santa in the new movie Red One, which I have not seen. So all I know is he's a buff Santa that gets kidnapped somehow. Ed Asner in Elf. We have David Harbour in Violent Night. Billy Bob Thornton in Bad Santa. Bill Hader as Nick Claus, the son of Santa Claus who's died in Noel. Alec Baldwin as Santa Claus in the Guardians of just the Guardians, right? Rise of the Guardians. The toy Santa version of Tim Allen from the Santa Claus 2. Leslie Nielsen in I didn't write it down. In something. It's a Leslie Nielsen Santa Claus, which I learned about today.
Can we take a brief break to look at how well they line up between the toy Santa and Leslie Nielsen Santa? The red on Leslie Nielsen's lines up perfectly with the red in the next picture. So perfectly. Right. All right, continue.
And then we have Jack Black as Santa in Dear Santa. As Santa in Dear Santa.
Yeah.
Then we have Bob the Tomato from a VeggieTales episode.
It was a silly song, actually.
Sorry, the silly song.
Thank you.
What Matt described as the big buff Santa from
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
Noelle, Anna Kendrick from the movie Noelle, which I guess if we're counting Bill Hader, we'll count her too.
She becomes the Santa at the end of the movie.
Sure. And then the Grinch, Jim Carrey from How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which Matt was directed by Ron Howard.
Wow, that's crazy. Who would have known that?
Full circle.
That's crazy.
So let's start with our just go down the list here.
Yeah.
We have Tom Hanks as Santa in the Polar Express.
Mm-hmm. Brief soapbox. He sucks. There's an entire subplot line about a kid whose parents are too poor for Christmas presents, and there's a Santa Claus in this universe. Are you kidding me? This is the worst Santa ever. He bottom tier Santa Claus.
Diamond, any strong feelings from you here?
So I hate the Polar Express. It scares me. The only part of Polar Express that I can even remotely tolerate is that annoying kid, the one that talks like this, and Santa. So, but I'm fine with him being bottom tier because that whole movie just freaks me out.
There was a kid that we went to college with that looked like that guy, that annoying kid.
Yeah.
Listen, I just think if you went think about if you go on a date with each of these Santas. If you go on a date with each of these Santas, this guy's gonna sit down. He's gonna hit all the green flags. He's gonna be great. I'm such a great Santa. I gave a kid a bell because that's all he really wanted for Christmas. Like he would be green flags all the way, and then he'd be like, and then there's this poor kid that I freaking hate. I don't give him anything. He gets nothing. Yeah, but that's just me. I'm just a cool Santa. Bottom tier. I never see him again.
Well,
And that poor kid is supposed to learn an important lesson about capitalism and building your way into the world.
Nope.
And about hard work.
Nope.
He may not have anything now, but
that poor kid, that poor kid was going to jump off the back of the train. That's why they found him there. That's why he was going to jump off, because he didn't get gifts for Christmas because his family's poor.
See, no, I don't think that's true, because the Polar Express was made by Disney, and they would do nothing to say that they wouldn't defend capitalism. Why would Disney do that?
No, they would never do that.
So he's at the bottom.
Agreed.
Also, let's just remember, this isn't the best Santa. This is the hottest one, and he has soulless eyes, and I do not want to talk to this man ever.
Fair enough. Uncanny Valley the entire way. Yep.
The whole movie is Uncanny Valley.
The whole movie is a visual nightmare, and I cannot stand watching it. I do love watching it for the hot chocolate song. Watching him clip out the tickets with the hole puncher.
That's satisfying for sure.
And the one engineer going, caribou.
All right.
Next up, we have Paul Giamatti as Santa Claus in the movie Fred Claus.
Right.
That was, I believe, directed by Sylvester Stallone's brother.
I was going to say, if you said Ron Howard, I would kill you.
About a guy that struggles to be the brother to Santa Claus, Fred.
Yeah.
So we have Paul Giamatti here as Santa. Let me zoom in. Can I zoom in at all? How's that for you? Is that?
You can't.
Oh.
That's so much worse than it was from far away. I think because Paul Giamatti is funny, I think he's a guy who would be more attractive, but still very ugly. I'm sorry, Paul. You don't look good as Santa. You just don't.
Yeah, I would say the same thing, that if you're pretty mediocre looking, but if you're really funny, then you're hot. Yes.
Simon, please. I already have a girlfriend.
But I'd probably put him at like Santa buddy.
I'd like to be friends with him. Like, he's a fun guy.
Yeah.
Like, he's definitely not hot.
Right. In looks, but personality?
Right.
Come on.
What's he got? What would the kids say he's got, Matt?
Riz.
There you know. Yep. We're bringing it full circle. Yeah. Nope.
He's got level 10 aura.
My goodness. All right. Our next contestant here is Kurt Russell in the Santa Chronicles movies.
Christmas Chronicles.
I'd like to just start the Christmas Chronicles, whatever they're called. I'd like to just start out by pointing out that he sings in these movies, and it's the first time I've figured out that Kurt Russell can sing.
And he dances. Come on, that whole jailhouse scene? Come on.
And he's hot.
Yeah, I think this is one of the first instances of us getting a hot Santa.
Yeah, it helps. So are we going Santa Baby or Santa Daddy? I think Daddy, in my opinion.
Yeah, Daddy.
I think he helped pioneer what Santa Daddy is.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it's like a 2022 movie.
I still think he helped pioneer it. I mean,
yeah, we didn't think of Santa as hot before then. They were like, "Oh wow,
okay."
hot Santa."
I mean, you didn't think Santa is hot before then, but some people did. Not naming names.
I had someone further down on this list that was hot before him, but there's
There's gonna be
there.
one on this list that you guys may look at me differently.
I
The way
really hope it's not the
answer.
one I'm thinking about, but I can see why you might be attracted to this version. Let's talk about Whoopi Goldberg, former partner to Ted Danson. Matt, you famously know Ted Danson from what role?
Right, Ted Danson. You know, the role escapes me at this moment. I have a lot going on right now. You might just have to, streamline this and just say it.
That's right, Michael from The Good Place.
Mm-hmm.
Right, The Good Place. Is that the one? Nope, that's not the one. I'm just gonna throw out my vote here. No. Sorry, I hate Whoopi Goldberg.
I'd like to actually go to Diamond first, Matt, if you wouldn't
Absolutely.
mind just letting the woman talk again.
No, sorry, yeah. I'll allow it. I'll allow it this time. You have
Diamond, this was one of your picks before you knew this was going to be Who's Hot.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about this character in this movie?
Yeah, so Whoopi Goldberg, this is peak Whoopi Goldberg. This is 90s Whoopi Goldberg. And she was at her funniest, and I would say her hottest during that time. And if I'm thinking like Sapphic Daydream, then I'll put her at Santa Baby.
Is this like Sister Act era?
Yes.
Whoopi Goldberg? Okay.
I would love if you could define what Sapphic Daydream means for me.
So Sapphic Daydream. So Sapphic, women love women. We're lezzing out.
Okay, cool. I mean, given the fact that I Mandela affected myself in thinking that she was a lesbian for the longest time.
I did too.
Yeah.
Because my mom used to watch Jumping Jack Flash, and I would look at that and I was like, who is that lesbian? I'm sorry, Whoopi Goldberg. I'm sorry.
I'm not proud of myself, but I did think she was a lesbian for the longest time.
Yeah. I'd like to issue a public apology to Whoopi Goldberg. I know you're watching. Hey, Whoopi, what's up, babe? I'm very sorry.
She was a nun in like 3 movies. So, I mean, come on.
If I remember that movie correctly, she was in witness protection, and that's why she had to be a nun. And you're not always the best person if you go to witness protection. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, she was a lounge singer at a nightclub. And her boss was bad mafia man who killed somebody. And she witnessed him killing somebody. And then she was like, uh-oh, he's going to kill me. So then she went into witness protection program at a convent. And they were like, wow, this convent choir, they suck ass. So she helped them.
And then in the second movie, does she see somebody else kill a man and has to go back to the convent?
Yeah.
All right. What are we thinking then for her placement on our list here?
I'd say Santa Baby.
I've never seen the movie, so I can't say anything to her Santa performance, right? I think she is, again, please don't kill me, Whoopi. I think she is one of the funniest looking people on Hollywood, and that's kind
on
of
Hollywood.
I'm sorry,
and that's on Hollywood.
That's on Hollywood. I don't know. You know what? I exclude myself from the voting process on this because I've seen her in Rat Race and I've seen her in Sister Act, and that was when I was a child. So that's about it.
I am unfamiliar with this performance. I don't know. I don't even remember what movie Diamond said this was. What movie is this from, Diamond?
It's called Call Me Claus.
Call Me Claus.
Call Me Claus. Okay. Well, if she's a commie, then no. I don't know the performance. Matt doesn't think she's hot. So like we're basically just going on Diamond here. And if that's the case, we would go in Santa Baby. But I feel like there's just not enough data between the three of us, and I would like to put her in Santa Buddy.
That's okay.
I think that's fair, you know?
That's fair.
Because like she seems chill. Like even in this photo, like she doesn't seem like super like I feel like she'd be like, ah dang. Like, you know, like that's
pretty much it.
All right. Next up we got Robo Santa from the Xmas episodes.
Voiced by John Goodman, though. Like we do have to put that into account. John Goodman's voice is something I would listen to every night.
Yeah, John Goodman is the definition of sex appeal.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
For everybody, like completely androgynous sex appeal. John Goodman.
Someone that at his current age reminds me of what my grandfather would have looked like if he was 6 foot is definitely raw sex appeal to me. Did I ever tell you, Matt, of how AJ started watching the HBO show Righteous Gemstones that John Goodman is on and was telling me about it and kept referring to him as Dan Aykroyd?
Good Lord.
And then I watched the show and I'm like, I'm waiting for Dan Aykroyd to come on the screen. I was like, I haven't seen him yet. Is he just not in this episode? And then John Goodman comes on and I was like, oh yeah, John Goodman, I like him. He goes, yeah, that's the dad I was telling you about. And I was like, that's not that actor's name.
Okay. I think so voice set aside, because that is a high factor, right? We also have to think about robotics. Cold metal in the middle of winter does not sound very fun, especially when you're trying to either one, have relations, or two, sleep. Not fun. You ever have somebody in the same bed reach across with their cold feet and stick them on you? No, it's not fun. It's terrible. So that
I
has
was
to be
thinking about like what settings does he have?
Yes. See,
can he be useful in other ways?
If you put a glove over the cold metal, maybe. maybe.
I think we're forgetting one big characteristic about this Santa Claus.
Okay.
That he's a violent, insane murderer.
Oh, yeah. That comes second to all the other things we've said. I think.
Well, notice
he kills people every year, but he's a little chilly in winter.
Luigi Mangione, come on, like violent murderer.
I'm not saying that some murderers aren't. Actually, I'm not going to make a public statement at this time.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And notice that he is Robo Santa is not the only violent criminal Santa that I have on this list. If that says anything about me.
Yeah, I literally have Satan on my list. So
Diamond, we're gonna get to him. That's my pick. I would love to hear your rationale for him.
It's our pick, Connor. Gosh.
But I because he is a murderer, I do have to suggest we put him at the bottom tier here.
Okay, no, it at least has to be friend, right? You can be friends with a murderer. You can be friends with a murderer. It's John Goodman's voice. Connor,
Matt, if I killed someone, would you still be my friend?
Yes.
Yeah. I bet that we have been friends with people that are murderers and we don't know that they're murderers, or they have the capability to be murderers later in their life.
You want to speculate which of our friends that could be a murderer?
I don't think that's a good idea.
We'll do that on another episode.
Maybe we like have them on the podcast and then do like an intervention kind of style thing. Be like, listen, we have suspicions right now and we need to talk about them.
Now, Heidi, why do you think you're here?
Trey, I know we've had you on the podcast before.
Yeah. It's just like no, I don't want to say it, but it was just like one of our friends is now like working for law enforcement. She could have gone the other way.
Could have. Could still. All right, next Santa.
I've seen The Departed. The next Santa is one of two J.K. Simmons performances as Santa Claus. And I think this one came first. And this is Klaus from the movie Klaus, who starts out as a woodworker and then helps Jason Schwartzman's character start delivering the presents, who's a mailman. It's a very wholesome movie. My mom watched it and told me I should watch it, and then forced me to watch it with her when I didn't watch it fast enough for her. She's a very violent woman. How do you guys feel about Klaus?
I'll be honest, I've never seen it, but you describing it very wholesome takes me out of the sexiness.
I don't know. Okay, sexiness maybe, but attractiveness, like he just seems very warm. You know what I mean? Warm. And maybe that's still friend level. Like not every warm person is going to be attractive. You know what I mean?
You can cuddle your friends.
I think at least Santa buddy level, right? Like that's just, he just seems nice and warm.
I'm not sure where this sort of argument is coming from for me, but he's a big guy, beard, longish hair. I feel like that's someone who's really attractive, and that people would.
All right, yeah, no, I kind of think we should put him at the bottom. I'm sorry.
He is a woodworker, and so like that bulk isn't just fat, like that is some muscle there, and so like that's someone like that's gonna be like nice to cuddle. But also, like, might be able to throw you.
Right, and he could protect you if he needed to, right? I think I'm very solidly on either friend or buddy. I think that's where I'm at. Is not the bottom. Definitely not the bottom. I'm thinking buddy.
I want to go baby.
Okay. Diamond, you are the breaker here.
I think just because it's so lonely there, let's put him at baby.
All right, Santa baby.
All right, and now for our second J.K. Simmons performance.
Okay,
him in Red 1.
This is 100% Daddy, and I need to prove to you why it is Daddy.
Oh, you don't need to. I'm going to put it up there anyways, but go ahead.
I can't share my screen, so never mind. He's just really buff and really cool looking.
A few years ago, he got jacked, like wildly jacked, because he's always been muscular, especially in Whiplash. If you like when he does this motion, you really see it.
Yeah,
but
I love Whiplash.
He got insanely jacked to play Commissioner Gordon, and the noise just was so unsettling there, Diamond.
You're telling me? Okay, so I love Whiplash because it's opposite spectrums. Like, I'm in love with Miles Teller, but then J.K. Simmons in that movie, it's like, yeah, I love Whiplash. Sorry, continue.
I can see that. I mean, I also love when I get emotionally abused by a musical professional.
Yeah.
That's all that movie is to me. Is just like, hey, what if your band director hated you? Which,
yeah, I can relate.
Same.
I can't. I'm a joy to be around. But he got jacked for playing Commissioner Gordon, and just it never went away. And I'm fine with putting him in the Daddy here, even though I don't know about his personality as Santa at all. Yeah, because I have not seen Red 1.
I heard okay things about it. Not great things. Yeah. Not terrible things. Just okay.
His energy doesn't feel like Santa to me. He is forever like Dad and Juno to me.
Yeah.
Still he has would dad though, energy, but also daddy energy.
Not just a dad, but a daddy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a stepfather. I'm the father that stepped up. Like, I'm not a dad. I'm a daddy.
Like Stanley Tucci. Like, I truly wish Stanley Tucci was my dad, but he's also so hot.
Okay. Great.
We don't have time to unpack that statement. But
Next Santa, guy from Elf.
We have Ed Asner from Elf. He is caring. We see that by him taking in Buddy. He is resourceful for being able to fix the sled when it breaks down. We know he's protective because he tries to hit Buddy with a wrench whenever he comes near him. He's not afraid to stand up for what he wants by giving the Central Park Rangers coal for what they did during the riots. And all in all, I think it's just a guy that like fills me with hope. And what more could you want from a partner that's someone who gives you optimism?
So, okay, on this line of thinking, the next Santa, and we'll get into him eventually. So these are like two different, like fork in the road Santas, right? Like
Right.
this is Christmas has become garbage. People are losing faith and believing in Santa and everything. And you can either go the alcoholic route or you can go the Ed Asner route, which is still having hope and still doing your best to make Christmas the best for everybody. And yes, there's character development in Violent Night, but I love that these two characters are the same character, just taking different routes on the optimism spectrum here. However, he's old and not attractive.
I think that he's the perfect candidate. He's the perfect buddy.
Yeah, I could say that. I could see that. Buddy or friend in my thing here, in my opinion. That's the one.
I'm definitely good with Buddy. Like he is like that joy, optimism peak. Do you want to put him do we want to put him above the other two or just like keep it how
Yeah, I think above.
Okay, if we're doing it that way, then do we want to keep Kurt Russell as ultimate daddy or do we want to put J.K. Simmons?
For now.
Okay. I think that's good to talk about, especially with who's coming up next here.
Right.
Look, Matt, when you sent in a PowerPoint presentation to me today, even though that's not what I asked for, and he had it was basically
shirtless Kurt David Harbour.
No, it was Santa's that he would smash was basically what it was.
Yeah.
And it was David Harbour shirtless trying to patch himself up in this movie.
And you see all the tattoos on his arms and everything, and he's using wrapping paper of all things to patch up. Come on.
Anytime I can see a hot guy kill John Leguizamo, I think it's a good movie. I mean, this movie, John Wick, almost in the cooking movie where Ralph Fiennes hates everyone. The Menu, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I want to. So the way that I'm seeing this list is more or less like F, Marry, Kill, right? Like the top Santa Daddy. That's like I would let them do anything to me. The next Santa Baby is like I'd marry them. You know what I mean? Because like I could see having a happy relationship with them. He can't be Santa Baby. Like there's no way he could ever be Santa Baby, and I think we have to put him as Santa Daddy. I know you guys were leaning there.
Absolutely. He is the dangerous kind of hot, where it's like, I know that you will ruin my life and you could kill me, but I don't care.
Right. Exactly.
It's like it's the amount that I know he could hurt me that makes me feel safe with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Sorry, that was so toxic what I just said.
No,
I felt it as I was saying it. I was like, "Oh, that's not safe."
Yeah, it's the I can fix him thing. It's like I know he could kill me, but like he won't kill me. He'll kill people to protect me.
It doesn't help that we see the character growth of him actually getting fixed through the movie. That's like to deter you. So good. That was a great movie, honestly. I can't wait for the second one.
He's obviously Santa Daddy. I think, in my opinion, he's above J.K. Simmons. One, because he's more attractive, 100%. J.K. Simmons, but two, because I haven't seen Red One, so he's at least above J.K. Simmons. Now we have to discuss Kurt Russell.
I think Kurt Russell should stay number one because he originated this Santa Daddy
Okay,
era.
that's fair.
I disagree that I know I said it earlier, and I regret saying it now. I disagree that he originally did Santa Daddy, but I do think he has a little bit more daddy energy because of like the caring that comes along with it as well. And so, like, yeah, David Harbour can protect me and like is big and strong, but like you got to think about aftercare,
Right.
and like
Yeah.
Kurt Russell will give that. All right, Diamond, let's talk about your dangerous little bad boy here that you think you could fix. That I'm pretty sure you've been hinting at this whole time.
He's not the one that I'm hinting at.
Oh, he's not the one.
No.
Oh, my mistake. I thought you were going to try to fix Billy Bob Thornton over here in Bad Santa.
I mean, he's one of them, but the one that I was hinting at, we still have yet to get to. But for me, Billy Bob Thornton in real life and in Bad Santa is daddy level. In real life, I would wear a vial of his blood around my neck.
All right, Megan. I've never seen Bad Santa. I've seen it referenced and like parodied and stuff like that. Only thing I've ever seen Billy Bob Thornton in, I think he was the one in Sling Blade, right? Or is that Bobcat? No, that's Billy Bob Thornton in Sling Blade, and that's the only thing I've ever seen him in. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Sling Blade is not daddy. Sling Blade is not daddy, and so I'm gonna abstain from this one. Matt, do you have any thoughts on him?
The problem is if I also abstain, then
Then
we have
pick where it
I
goes.
get to do
Look at
whatever
him,
the heck she wants here.
Look at his energy. He's slouched. He's crotch out.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a great thing. You know what I mean? Like if you saw this guy on the subway, if you were on the New York subway and you see this guy sitting across from you as you enter the subway, where are you going to go? Where are you going to sit?
You're asking me if I saw Billy Bob Thornton
If
on a subway.
this guy, not Billy Bob Thornton, separate him from the actor, right? Separate him from the actor. We're talking about this Santa Claus right here. If this is a mall Santa, right? And he's sitting like that on the subway, the New York subway, where are you going?
I don't think you want to know my answer to the question.
I am terrified of your answer.
Go ahead, Diamond. Where do you want to sit?
Right on that lap.
Good God. I cannot in good conscience agree with this at all. But you know, I don't know. In my opinion, I haven't seen Bad Santa either. So again, my opinion is very limited and has
I think if you guys saw Bad Santa, you'd agree with me.
The entire title is Bad Santa.
All right, hold on. Let's take a break. Let's pause for an hour. Go watch Bad Santa, and then we'll come back.
An hour, Connor.
Okay, we're back. We watched it. Still disagree with Diamond.
I would still run to the opposite end of the train.
So that's fully hardcore into Santa Never See Again coffee guy.
Santa Never See Again coffee guy. I could go up to Santa, my friend, but that's it. Like that's
Diamond. You're at Santa Daddy.
Yeah, I understand. I'm the minority here, so I'm okay with deferring.
I know I abstained, but I feel like the highest I would go is Santa Buddy, because he is referred to as the bad Santa.
Do you want to hear what the synopsis on IMDb for this movie is? A miserable con man and his partner pose as Santa and his little helper to rob department stores on Christmas Eve. But they run into problems when the con man befriends a troubled kid.
I put him at my friend.
Okay.
Because he's not as horrible to look at as this monstrosity.
If it's any consolation, he does team up with Tony Cox, right?
Yeah.
Like that's his little helper, Tony Cox. And Lauren Graham is also in the movie.
Lorelai?
Yeah.
That this movie is pure sex appeal, like raw sex appeal.
You know
don't
what
know.
I watched over the weekend that's also pure sex appeal? Earth Girls Are Easy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, that's an interesting movie, Matt, and you should watch it.
I have. What's the next one?
Bill Hader.
With Bill Hader.
Okay. All right. I know this has nothing to do with the movie. Again, I haven't seen the movie. I haven't seen a lot of Santa movies, apparently. Bill Hader in the one show, crap.
Barry.
Probably the most attractive Bill Hader performance ever.
I would disagree. Bill Hader in It Chapter 2. Boy, oy, 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 oy.
What are you, the freaking mattress jester from Bob's Burgers?
No, she's a cartoon from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, apparently.
If I had my glasses on, like,
Oh,
We've transported into the mask universe. Okay.
her face extends out and her tongue unrolls.
the next tier list should be like just Jim Carrey performances. Hottest
Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
Agreed. I actually don't mind
That's
that
great. It'd be also really cool if somebody had broken down Jim Carrey's performance and if he was a phenom or a flop over on their YouTube channel.
one. That's different. That's different, bud.
And like if somebody could go watch it now at youtube.com/@ConnorO'Connor.
I'll go watch it. Is there any comments on it? Because I want to leave the first comment.
So-
Not yet, because the video actually isn't posted yet, but when this
Okay.
goes out, it will be.
So, from what I read in the synopsis of this movie, Bill Hader's kind of a good for nothing like brother, like the deadbeat brother who's kind of a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie again, but that's obviously not like relationship level status. Attractiveness aside, that's not relationship level status, right?
Well, hold on. I think he moved. Doesn't he move to Arizona to become a yoga instructor?
Okay, that changes things.
Hold on. I felt like I read that somewhere when I was reading up on this movie.
Mhm.
Nick tracks down Nick at a yoga studio where Nick is enthusiastic to see Noel, yet refuses to return to Earth and become Santa. So yes,
That was so clear,
It was
not
yoga.
choppy at all.
at the end of the movie, he opens the yoga studio.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never seen
Give me that
this.
stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so none of us have seen it. He does yoga. He's kind of irresponsible. And he looks like a hater. So baby,
Wowie. Are you totally clear right now? It's
so
not
none
just
of us
me,
have
right?
seen the movie.
No.
So none of us have seen the movie. He's kind of irresponsible. He does yoga well enough to open his own yoga studio at the end, and he looks like
Mhm.
Bill Hader. So
Yeah.
Santa baby,
I don't know.
what are you
So
thinking?
the way that I see it is, okay, maybe he didn't find his calling, right? Maybe he didn't find his calling and he found it tough to live up to like the Santa name, the Claus name. So maybe he's a little bit of a deadbeat, but by the end of the movie he finds his calling. And is, a better fit for a relationship.
Yeah.
I still don't know. I don't know if that's baby. It's buddy to me.
Well, so I think if I were to I'm thinking worst case scenario, if I have to be trapped in a marriage, I'd be okay with being trapped in a marriage with Bill Hader.
Fair. A little bit funny.
Yeah.
Somewhat attractive, but not insanely attractive, right?
Yeah.
Looks good in tie-dye.
Yeah.
Is a great dancer. Okay, yeah, I'm good. Santa baby. But
what reference are you making that he looks good in tie-dye?
I looked at a picture and I think he was wearing tie-dye at the end of Noel movie. Like when he's
Okay.
in the yoga video. I'm pretty sure he wears tie-dye.
Very good. Let's get to the one that I think is actually the originator of Santa Daddy.
Fair.
This is Alec Baldwin's Santa from the Rise of the Guardians, which is basically like, what if all of the holiday mascots protected the world from nightmares? And this Santa has 2 swords, a Russian accent, giant arm tattoos, and his sleeves are rolled up all the time.
Listen, I mean, tattoos already elevate somebody. Like if you got full arm tattoos, patchwork sleeve, like full cohesive sleeves, it doesn't matter. Full arm tattoos already like top tier, unless you're a piece of garbage. But he's not.
He's not. He actively tries to help get rid of pieces of garbage.
Yeah. I definitely think he's Santa Daddy. Like that I can agree on.
Oh yeah.
Where?
Well, Diamond, do you also agree he's Daddy?
So I've never seen it, so I'll just defer to you.
Okay. So we're good on Daddy. Let's put him at the end for right now. Do you think he is more Daddy than J.K. Simmons?
Yeah.
Do you think he's more Daddy than David Harbour?
No.
That one's tough because he's also got tattoos. And they're like Viking tattoos, which is pretty.
I think he's got more tattoos though. What's hotter, being good at using a warhammer or 2 swords?
Oh yeah, see that's the thing here, right? 2 swords, or I think Warhammer.
Warhammer?
In my opinion.
Yeah. You don't want to know what I was thinking. Let's move on.
I couldn't even possibly figure out what you were thinking. Okay. Was he your one that you kept alluding to?
No.
Oh no.
Are you
I'm so scared now.
To the Grinch right now?
Are you alluding to the Grinch? Oh no. Okay. All right. Toy Santa Tim Allen from the Santa Claus 2.
So I noticed we didn't put like actual Tim Allen Santa on this list at all. Was that because nobody had it, or
I forgot that we didn't do that? I thought we did for some reason.
I think I had him in there, but then also just like when I was thinking like favorite Santas, I was just like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna say Tim Allen.
Right, which is why I didn't put him. And when I was doing my Hear Me Out list, that's why I put Toy Santa on here rather than Tim Allen's Santa, right?
Yeah. If we
however,
were talking, listen, the Santas in the Santa Claus movies, like they're fine to me. If you're gonna talk to me about Bernard, I
knew you were gonna bring up Bernard.
Oh, see, I was gonna bring up Mrs. Claus because come on.
I could talk for hours about Bernard. And like in Escape Clause, Santa Claus 3, Martin Short as Jack Frost kind of does it for me.
Yeah, it's unexpected how good he looks in that.
Yeah.
Especially because like he's in his 50s, I think, at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. But Bernard, hey, David Krumholtz, I know you're a fan of the pod. I know you're married, but David Krumholtz, I love you.
If anything happens, David, right?
We got Whoopi Goldberg, J.K. Simmons, and David Krumholtz all listening weekly.
Now we just got to get David Harbour, and I'll be satisfied forever.
But let's bring it back to the plastic visage that is before us here.
Listen, plastic is not cold like metal, right? It retains some heat. It's hard all the time. It never, has.
And
issues.
Toy Santa will literally do anything you tell him to do. All you have to do is tell him to do something, and he does it.
Exactly.
See, but he doesn't, because he has to be murdered at the end of that movie to give up being Santa.
Yeah, he does become a dictator. And one thing I'm learning is I don't rock with dictators.
That's very fair.
I mean, call me GI Robot, but I'll take down a Nazi. Anybody else watching Creature Commandos? Okay, never mind. Look, I think the fascism does bring him down to this level.
I can agree.
I can deal with stealing. I can deal with mass murder.
But communism?
But communism or fascism.
Fascism,
No.
dictatorship. Come on.
Absolutely not.
I do like when he because my dad loves that movie, Santa Claus 2, loves it and loves Toy Santa, and he will, even when it's not Christmas, he will go around quoting, "Cocoa is superior refreshment." But I like it when he drinks the cocoa for the first time and doesn't realize like how hot it is, and then drinks it and then goes, "Ah."
All right. The next one here, I included this because I found it while I was looking for good Santas, because I knew there would be a few that like were already going to be on this list, so I wanted to pick a few like more out there ones. It's Leslie Nielsen. If you don't know him, he was a dramatic actor for years, and then he was cast in Airplane, which is like the most like dry sense of humor comedy that I think has ever been created. Right. And he then helped just like he just became one of the most like straightforward straight man comics in movies, and just does it so incredibly well. And this is a movie called Santa Who, where he gets amnesia and forgets who he is. And that's all I know about this movie.
Okay, I will say from this angle, in that grainy, tiny picture, he does kind of look like Sam Elliott. And I feel like Sam Elliott is Santa Daddy material, right? Never been Santa. From this angle, kind of looks like Sam Elliott. So, like, I could work with this, not having seen the movie.
Sam Elliott, also a friend of the pod. Hey, Sam, you can meet with your agent. You should be Santa.
Hey, Sam Elliott, you're one movie away from being Santa Daddy. Just think about that. I know you're busy making those USAA commercials with Gronk, but like, do you guys not know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Nobody else has Hulu with commercials, or is it just me?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, Matt, there's these commercials where Gronk tries to one, act, which is unreal, and two, pretends that he's a member of Sam Elliott's family to get the insurance benefits that USAA gives to family members of service members.
Okay, I do need to ask this question.
Are you going to ask who Gronk is?
Yes.
Gronk is a former wide receiver, I believe, for the New England Patriots.
Rob Gronkowski, right?
Yes.
That's who we're talking about? Okay. All right, as long as we're talking about the same person. I didn't know that was what we colloquially decided to name him.
Yeah. Very unfortunate looking, but in a funny way.
He is a butterface. Back to Leslie Nielsen. To me, he's Baby.
Yeah.
Because Baby doesn't remember who he is. Baby needs nurse back to health.
And you don't put Baby in a corner.
Right.
Exactly. Santa Baby all the way.
Awesome.
All right. Have you guys seen this next movie, Dear Santa?
No, I meant to, and then we watched we played Mario Party all throughout Thanksgiving and never watched it.
Okay. Quick recap here. Good-ish movie. Like, not terrible, not great, right? It's a good movie where Jack Black is taking the place of what is kind of supposed to be Satan, but it turns out, twist ending, not Satan. You find out all that jazz. Anyway, so kid has dyslexia. Connor, you'll relate. Kid has dyslexia, writes a letter to Santa, but actually writes Satan. And so Satan gets the letter. Jack Black, poof, what's up? I'm Santa, and I get to give you 3 wishes. And the kid's like, whoa, that's crazy. And then he's like, and then I get to steal your soul. Ha! Gotcha. So the whole movie isn't even about Jack Black's Satan Santa character growth. He kind of grows by the end, but not really. It's more about this kid trying to figure out how not to lose his soul, but also get the girl he likes, but also get the thing he wished for Christmas, which I'm not going to spoil, but also not let his parents divorce, but also help. It's so wild and goes in so many different directions. It's a decent movie. Post Malone's in it. I love Jack Black, and I think no, stop it. I love Jack Black, and I think he's at least Santa Buddy. Just Jack Black in general. And I know that we have kind of the evil guys on Santa, my friend, but I feel like he helps the kid. So I think Santa Buddy, right?
I also love Jack Black.
Are you going to continue with that thought or not?
I'm trying to think if I find Jack Black hot. In School of Rock, hell yeah.
Right.
See, when I immediately thought of School of Rock as well.
Yeah. Right. Like Jack Black, School of Rock, Jack Black in
like Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre, come on. Like
Jack Black in The Holiday.
At least, buddy.
Yeah.
Like I kind of have to die on that hill.
Okay, we got him in Buddy. Is he more Buddy than Whoopi Goldberg?
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. See, we're in a problem because you guys have seen, or at least Diamond has seen the Whoopi Goldberg one, but hasn't seen the Jack Black one.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we decide?
Is it racist if we put the black woman at the bottom?
I think if we ask ourselves that question, we can't put her at the bottom. Like if we have to ask that question.
Hold on, but if we're asking ourselves that question and only put Jack Black at the bottom so that it's not racist, then that's still just as racist.
Okay, then what if we move Paul Giamatti down here?
Okay.
And then we have them here.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Matt, I'm going to need to explain yourself. And you have until it takes me to pick him up and move him from Santa, a guy I met once for coffee and never saw again.
Keep in mind, this is a Silly Songs with Larry, okay? And it is all about Santa getting 3 cookies. And he encounters a bank robber, and he encounters a Viking that all come to his door to get Christmas cookies. And he gives them Christmas cookies, and then he only has 1 cookie left for Santa. And then when Santa comes, he's like, hey, what the heck? Viking, you stole my hat or my beard and what or something like that, you know? It's really good. It's Bob from VeggieTales. Come on. He deserves to be Santa, my friend.
So
keep in mind a vegetable / fruit was on my hear me out list.
Yeah. No, I could get like in
Call
the
me by
dark
your
recesses.
name energy right there.
Yeah. So in the dark recesses of my mind, I could say something that could get me like fully canceled on this podcast. But the only Silly Songs with Larry that I actually like truly care about is Barbara Manatee.
Solid.
I mean, that would be correct if the greatest love ballad ever written, Cheeseburger, wasn't right there.
Clearly this one wasn't memorable for you guys, so we can put him on the bottom, I guess.
No, I'm fine with him being on Friend because he's not a fascist or disgusting.
Haunted. It looks like you found a dead body and dressed it as Santa. You know what? I'm putting the fascist above him.
No.
The more I look at him, the more I hate his face.
Not in our climate. We can't.
Listen,
the fascist had some points. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
No.
So what we do to combat this is we put dead body last, then we put fascist, and then we bring in this next Santa and put him on Santa, like above the fascist, right?
Wish I could have been able to hear you, but I was blowing my nose.
That's okay. Have you seen Jingle All the Way?
I have not.
Either. Okay, it is a Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where he's kind of a deadbeat dad he's like a workaholic, and the kid is always disappointed in him. He forgets the kid's Christmas present, so then he goes to get the Christmas present. He has to go through all these loopholes and dark alleys and stuff, black market, to get this toy that is completely sold out because it is Turbo Man, the most turbo-timey toy on the market, and everybody wants it.
Yeah, he fights a woman for Turbo Man.
Yes. In this scene where big buff Santa shows up, and keep in mind, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a big buff guy already. In this scene, he's in like the black market kind of warehouse where they're taking not knockoff, but like crappy quality toys and selling them for the marked up price. You know what I mean?
Is this the movie where he becomes the
Turbo Man? Yeah,
he becomes Turbo Man.
He becomes Turbo Man in, not really, like he gets dressed up as Turbo Man in the holiday parade.
Okay.
And then he gets Jamie, his son, who is played by little Anakin Skywalker. He gets Jamie the Turbo doll, but then ends up gifting it to somebody else in the spirit of Christmas. I mean, Jamie does. Anyway, so this guy is a bad guy, right? Like he's one of those mall Santas that turns out to be black market dealer, right?
Yeah. Through our pattern, we've been putting like hot bad guys as friends, and like just deplorable, disgusting, hard to look at fascists at the bottom.
Right.
You're right.
Fair enough.
So, do we think black market dealer is hotter than serial murderer?
I mean, the way he's taking his jacket off, right, and the way he's ready to pull, I think so.
Okay, Diamond, for you.
Works for
Do
me.
you think Big Buff Santa is hotter than Bad Santa?
I don't like muscles, so I would say no. But
he's not glistening, right? Like The Rock is. Like he's not 6-pack abs that are like super deep and defined. But you can tell he's got some weight to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he's fine there.
I think this is actually perfect because like he's stealing from the stores just as he is, but he kind of learns a lesson from the end of it, I think Diamond said, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
This guy just gets arrested and doesn't learn his lesson, right?
Yeah.
And so
okay. Yeah, I'm completely fine with that.
Sorry, do we want to discuss whether or not Anna Kendrick is daddy or not?
She kind of scares me.
Really?
I have like an irrational fear of her.
But
I don't know why.
Isn't that what daddy energy really is? You know what I mean? Like, isn't that the epitome of daddy energy?
I think if your daddy doesn't scare you just a little bit, like he's just not doing his job right, you know?
Exactly.
This is so toxic.
Now on to the top of the list, ultimate daddy performance.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. We didn't discuss whether or not we want to put Anna higher on the daddy scale.
Right. I personally, and I hope Mia never listens to this, personally, she would be on the top of the daddy list for me. However, with Diamond's apprehensions, I don't think we can in good conscience put her there, right? Especially since she's not a true Santa. She just takes up the mantle of Santa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to say
that the mantle of Santa, then she's Santa.
The true Santa. Yeah, but she takes the place of her father, which was Santa. You know what I mean? Like she's a successor.
But she's still Santa.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So is Tim Allen Santa. He's a successor. He just becomes Santa, takes up the mantle. She's not any less of a Santa.
That you're the one bringing that up. No one else was arguing that point.
God.
Do we think she's more daddy than J.K. Simmons?
I. Thank you
Okay,
for your
Diamond's
input,
lack of
everybody.
reaction. Diamond's lack of reaction makes me think we're gonna just keep her where she is.
No, you guys can do whatever you want. I'm genuinely terrified of that woman, and I don't know why. I really don't. I don't know why. I was fine with the first Pitch Perfect, but then the second one, and especially the third one, just scared me. And she scared me for some reason in Scott Pilgrim. And you know what? We don't need to get into this.
Do you want to
Alright,
put her down in Baby then?
No, I don't.
This is a collaborative effort. I want everyone to feel comfortable with the decisions that we're making here.
See, I am fine with Matt doing what he needs to do because this next one is going to be a full conversation.
This next one is unhinged, so let's get to it.
Look, Diamond, you're gonna have to try real hard to convince me that this should be any higher than Santa Baby.
Okay, so yes.
Sorry, this is the Grinch, by the way, for those listening.
Right.
Yeah, so the Grinch is like a disgusting trash monster.
Yes, correct. I'm
You
sorry.
nailed it.
Fascist, disgusting trash monster, right?
No. He is the top of the top. He has the most daddy energy that's ever lived. He's a hermit, so we would never leave the cave. It'd be our own sex dungeon. He has really long fingers.
No. He doesn't have really long fingers. He has normal fingers with really long hair that probably goes out this far. He doesn't trim anything.
Okay, but listen to this. He nabbed the biggest baddie in all of Whoville. There's a reason Martha May Whovier fell in love with him. And he may be disgusting to look at. He may smell really bad.
I see.
But
the only reason she loved him was for his muscles. The muscle. That's how she said it, right there.
Well, no, she fell in love with him when they were in like school together.
Elementary school, right?
Yeah. So he may smell really bad. He may be fully hairy. He may be disgusting to look at. But I think he has the most sex appeal that's ever existed on the planet.
So in my breakdown of Jim Carrey's filmography, I do touch briefly on this being my favorite movie from him. And the quotability of the movie is great. Martha May is great. Jim Carrey's performance is fantastic. And would I want him to jump on me like he jumps on that tree? Sure. Can I call him hot? Can I say, yes, daddy, when I see him?
You guys are forgetting the most important part of this character, his teeth. You saw the bugs crawl between his teeth, right?
You didn't let me finish, Matt. I don't think he's hot.
I do.
Hotness, okay. I think personality-wise, he could beat Paul Giamatti. He could beat everybody on the Santa Buddy list. So could we put him in Santa Baby? Maybe. Maybe.
But think of the Riz.
The Riz is completely outweighed by the nastiness.
I don't think so. We're gonna fight about this because
so you would literally if they put together just a literal like human shaped man out of actual garbage. You're telling me that because he says something funny, you would just be like, okay, take me, I'm yours.
It's also it's also the I don't care energy. It's the personality. It's the just the
Right.
charisma. It's the hatefulness that I kind of love. And I just know that if I made my way up to his cave, we'd never leave. Like, he wouldn't need to steal Christmas if I was there.
This is the most unhinged thing I've ever heard in my life. And I think we're gonna. I am obviously very much like a Santa Buddy level, right? Connor seems to be like a Santa baby level, but you might have convinced him. So we'll have to.
Yeah.
See
I
what-
think that he's Santa Daddy, the most Santa Daddy above Kurt Russell.
Oh, good Lord. Okay, Connor, has she convinced you?
Yeah, I was sitting here listening the whole time you guys were discussing. The fact that you believed I got up at all to do anything other than listen is wild, outrageous, and blasphemous.
Doesn't answer the question. Has
Um,
she convinced you with what you did here?
I can't put him higher than Santa Baby.
Okay, and I was in Santa Buddy, right? And she was in top of the list, Santa Daddy. I love Jim Carrey as much as anybody. I do. And I hope that we can do someday a Jim Carrey tier list. I cannot.
Connor,
put Santa Daddy.
you missed my last point where I said that if I was accidentally made my way up to his cave, he wouldn't need to steal Christmas because I'd be in there with him the whole time.
And your Christmas?
No, he wouldn't be annoyed by the Who's because I'm in there and we have our own personal sex dungeon. in the cave.
Diamond's the only thing that can shut out the sound of who's being happy.
You're louder than an entire village full of insane brass instruments on wheels.
How far? Unfortunately, Diamond,
I could get grosser. Do you want me to get grosser?
No,
No,
it's the
no,
PG
absolutely
podcast.
not.
Family friendly.
I have put him third at Santa Baby, above Leslie Nielsen.
Right.
I would.
I
okay.
would put him above Bill Hader.
I'm just gonna say one thing.
Okay.
We can cut this.
Okay.
I would dom the Grinch.
I have to burn my ears now. Thank you. I have to light this wax on fire and probably kill myself. Thank you, Diamond. I appreciate that.
Max, get the whips.
No, she'd be saying that to him, Connor. Come on.
He's a verse. Look, I got him second at Santa Baby. I can't go higher than that.
I agree. I'm sorry, Diamond. I really can't.
I'll accept it.
I will put him higher if we can do one swap.
Okay, what's the swap?
If we take Noel down,
Uh,
we take Noel down, move Klaus up, and then Grinch is the top of Santa Baby, and then Noel is after Grinch.
I'll accept that.
Matt,
This is your time to say disgusting things about Anna Kendrick.
I have a fiance. I cannot, and I will not.
Anna Kendrick, also another fan of the pod.
no, Matt, you were telling me how the shower scene in Pitch Perfect is your favorite cinematic scene ever written, right?
Okay. I think we have Klaus there for a very good reason, right? Like he's big cuddly bear energy. He's not daddy energy. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he's there for a reason, and I'm happy with him there. I would be fine with moving Anna Kendrick down. I don't think I would accept Klaus moving up. Does that make sense? I'd be fine with that. And if it makes you guys happy, I'm a people pleaser. We could put her right there, right after the Grinch. But I think Klaus should stay there. We shouldn't do a trade. Is that
Okay.
fair? I think that's good. I think those 4 at the top are the epitome of Daddy Santa energy.
I like this.
I like it too.
I
Well,
would add
well-
one more to Santa Daddy, but I have given up that fight.
Well, folks, looks like we got ourselves the official Garlic Boy ranking of how Daddy Santas are. Our bottom list is the toy Santa. Well, I guess the worst Santa ever. Is
Dead
the
person.
Polar Express Santa. Then we have the Toy Santa from Santa Claus 2. And then we have the Santa Bot from Futurama. Then Big Buff Santa from Jingle All the Way. Bad Santa from Bad Santa. Bob the Tomato from that one silly song. Which I still can't believe he's that high on the list.
Would you rather have Jimmy Gord on there as Santa Claus? Because he does also play Santa Claus in one episode or movie.
He can at least wear the coat. Then we have Paul Giamatti from Fred Claus, Jack Black from Dear Santa, Whoopi Goldberg from that
Call Me
one
Claus.
movie, Call Me Claus, Ed Asner from Elf, Leslie Nielsen from Santa Who, Bill Hader from Noel, Anna Kendrick from Noel, The Grinch, Klaus, J.K. Simmons from Red One, Alec Baldwin from Rise of the Guardians, David Harbour from Violet Night, and then the daddiest Santa of them all,
Kurt Russell, buddy.
Kurt Russell. Wow. What a list.
What a podcast. That was probably the one where I feel like I have to shower after the most. Thank you, Diamond.
Hey, Matt, you're so welcome. Yeah, this is probably going to be my last time being invited on this podcast.
Listen, Trey has been on, and we've had to bleep them saying the C word. So I don't think you've said anything worse than they have.
Fair.
I still won't be recommending my mom listens to this episode, but that's just for a different reason.
Mom,
Hey,
please.
doesn't Cindy want to hear about what I do to the Grinch?
No, I don't think she does.
You think we want to hear that, let alone any of our listeners? I hope you get bugs in your teeth. When you're doing all that to the Grinch, I hope you get bugs. Yes.
Oh boy, do I wish I could end this episode, Matt.
Do it. Come on.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of The Garlic Boys. If you want more from us, you can find us over at TikTok, Instagram, and Threads, as well as on Facebook. You can go over to Patreon at patreon.com/thegarlicboys and support us over there for either $3 or $10. If you do $10, you get stuff in return for supporting us. Then if you go over to redbubble.com, you can actually get stuff with our designs on them and rep your favorite Garlic Boy merch. And then finally, watch full video versions of the podcast every Sunday right at youtube.com/@thegarlicboys, where you can see us as well as hear us. Now, Diamond, the tradition we have on this show is that we do what we call the Supplementary Mom Report, where we shout out a mom each week. And so I'll go first, then Matt will go, and then you can go to give you a little bit of time before you think of a mom you want to shout out. I'm going to pick Mrs. Claus from the Santa Claus, just because Matt talked about her earlier, and I want to steal her from him.
I wasn't going to say Mrs. Claus from the Santa Claus. I was going to say Goldie Hawn from the Christmas Chronicles.
You're on camera right now.
I don't care.
Okay, and I guess I'll shout out the 2 lesbian moms who raised the Grinch because we love them.
Call me Link from Rhett and Link because I love lesbians. Matt, do you have any final thoughts?
No, Diamond, do you have any final thoughts?
Then I'm sorry. You know what? YouTube people, let us know down in the comments what you do to the Grinch. I want to hear.
And no king shaming. We listen and we don't judge.
Typically I would ask the guest if there's anything they want to plug before we end, but I feel like your response is just going to be the Grinch, so I'm just going to skip it.
No, I have something to plug.
Oh, you got something to plug? Okay.
Yeah. Everyone, learn about David Krumholtz, because other than the Grinch, he's also hot. Watch the Santa Claus and tell me if you love Bernard.
You have any social media you want to plug?
Yeah, like events that you're doing?
Any cool thing that you're doing on the internet?
Public appearances? Any notoriety you want to gain?
No. You know what? Follow my Instagram, Diamond A Price, and just tell me how much you love the Grinch and David Krumholtz. Let's have a conversation.
We're gonna start a Telegram thread that is all just sexy pictures from Rule 34 of the Grinch.
Wait, we have to end this. I can't do
Please
this
do.
anymore. Thank you so much for listening to the episode, and remember, as always, to stay garlicky.
Garlicky.
Oh man. I've never laughed so hard, but also wanted to kill myself more than I usually do.